exact moment in time on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being just like, you are like, I'm perfect, and 1 being like, not great. How much do you love me right now, 1 through 10?
I mean, I love you, Kevin. No one's perfect. I'm just saying.
What number 1 through 10 I'm saying?
1 to 10 if I had to rate it at this moment. Rate it at this moment, I'll probably give you 6.5. 6.5.
One to 10, 10 being just like, you are like, I'm perfect, and 1 being like, not great. How much do you love me right now, 1 through 10?
I mean, I love you, Kevin. No one's perfect. I'm just saying.
What number 1 through 10 I'm saying?
1 to 10 if I had to rate it at this moment. Rate it at this moment, I'll probably give you 6.5. 6.5. 6.5. 6.5.
check. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we got a double thing going on. Let me see something. So here we could do, that's muted, so that's all good. So we can come in here. I think this will record straight up. And even if I wanted to get like some reverb or something like that. So it's interesting, like you gotta, like when you're, I'll turn it. Auto should be like that. All right. When you're like at a coffee shop, you like bring down the voice a little bit, and then add some effects on afterwards to like get the levels mixed right. So let's experiment with this a little bit. I guess auto makes sense. And then we can get reverb going, or we can just, let's take out reverb and maybe add something like topos. And come in here. This is my starting point. Harmonic heat. What is this? That's a. So something like that could be interesting. We could do. Let's see. How'd you find the live stream? Did you follow the channel or did it just pop up? I'm always curious. I appreciate you hanging. What's interesting here is like the background, the cafe background noise. So I'm gonna solo this real quick. Let me see. Is it this one? Let me just double check. No, it's this one. Right at the end. Damn it. There we go, right at the end. Yo, Tony, what up? He said, finding music production live streams on YouTube is the hardest thing of all. Dang. All right. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here. That's dope that you took the extra, I'll just do that, the extra step, you know, to find it. And you're right, compared to something like Twitch, right, where you can, it's just all there. I do think that with some of my connections over at YouTube, there's a lot to be desired about, like, making it easier for people like you who want to see live streams for it to pop up. But shout out to you for searching and finding, and yeah, sounds like you're enjoying just like I am, so that's cool. I haven't done some music stuff in a while, so I just posted on my Instagram like a sort of call to action, asking people if they found time lately to be creative, because I really haven't. So today was about putting work aside and prioritizing this. Man, maybe since I was 16, so like 20 something years, I guess, technically. Small breaks in between there, stuff like that. But yeah, the channel's been here for about 6 years, and yeah, I guess 16, 15, around that age is when I started, like when I got a Yamaha motif. I started doing my thing with that, and then took a break in like early 20s probably, and then started back at some point after. A little bit every day. That's it, man. That's the way to do it. Like this elusive, I have to do a video on this too, but this elusive, and I guess I can turn this off so I'm hearing myself double. But wait, hang on. I think y'all aren't gonna be able to hear me if I click on off there, unless if I route it a different way. But what is it called? Like the when you get in a zone, what is it called? I'm drawing a blank. I forget the term. There's a term for it when just everything else doesn't matter. You're just like locked in, right? You're creating something. You're just like, I guess creative zone is one way of thinking of it, but there's a different term or different word that I use for it. There you go. Tony knows what I'm talking about. The elusive flow state. Exactly. How do I put this on the screen here? Chats and add to broadcast. Boom. There you go. But yeah, that's it, man. So Tony, check this out. So this is something that I think I messaged you, right, online. What is it called? I got to do a screen share. 1 second. Screen share. So it's this device that we'll see what it's all about and if it's dope or not. But you could check a video on YouTube out on it, because they just put one out yesterday, I believe. Listen, I haven't even checked their Kickstarter yet, so let's look at this real quick. But they're shipping me one. I'm definitely curious about it. I think we all know what this kind of looks like and what it's not even probably, because they said it was inspired partly by the OP1 and some other gear. But for me, what I'm curious about with this is I'm curious because they call it says portable music maker, but this term here, the looper aspect of it. So between the portable equipment that I've used, including the OPXY, OPZ, OP1 Field, Ableton Move, and whatever else I'm missing, one of the things that, and I'm kind of doing it right now, actually, right? I'm kind of doing it with this microphone and in Ableton and exploring a little bit of that. But like one of the things that I need to be able to do is I need to be able to use my voice, vocals to loop in a portable setting. I mean, I guess this is portable, right, with my laptop and stuff. But I couldn't really do that the way that I wanted to in like the OP1 on the OP1 field. No, certainly not on the OPXY. And so that's the thing with this that I'm most curious about. Like I don't know what to expect too much in terms of sound design and stuff like that. I feel like it's probably going to be more so sample based sounds in here, which for me is fine, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have effects and all that kind of stuff, but to be able to use the built-in mic, or do they have pictures of the side? See, this is headphone. See, I'm curious. Let's see. I'm curious about this here, right? Can I connect my USB-C mic to this and do my thing? Music game. I play games, so I'm curious a little bit about that. Although there's no screen on here, so I don't know what that's gonna look like. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm definitely curious about it. And it was cool for them to reach out because if you guys been following the channel, you'd know that. So we'll take a look. I've been doing a lot more, chord tutorial stuff lately, and I now that I have that kind of in a little bit of a flow state per se, or that's not the right term there, but like kind of autopilot sort of thing, right? I now have like, look at this. I got to put Mondays in the title here, but I have chord progression videos, theory, etc. coming out on Mondays, every Monday at noon. I have Wildcard Wednesdays, which are just whatever the heck I want to make. If it's gear, if it's an interview, if it's just a video of me talking, if it's a video of me doing a stand-up set about being a content creator, which I am going to do. Just whatever I want to make, right? It goes here. And then I have family stuff that goes here on Fridays. And I feel pretty excited about this. I don't know about this, the live stream with Tetris. I don't know if I want to have this on the homepage or not, or if I just want to make it so like for people who want to check lives, like you should know where to go. You just click on live. So I might remove this from the homepage, I think, for now. But and see, there's one more thing I have to add, which is my members only videos. How do I get to those easily? I don't think it's easy to get here, right? Membership? Oh, here. Membership. These are like posts. Members first videos, members only videos. Oh, these are the perks, right? But how do you get to the video? Highlighted, recent member only posts. Yeah. So the videos are there. I don't know. I'll figure it out. USB audio input should be standard at this point. USB audio. Yeah, you're so right. That's a great point. Yeah, both ways, right? USB connecting the mic to go in as well as sending audio out of this. That's going to be quite. Oh, they must have just. Oh, launching soon. They haven't even. They're just literally just getting started. But yeah, so this will fit under the Wildcard Wednesdays sort of video, of course, right? It fits in that category. So it's, I don't know, it's cool for me to have different places for different things and build some repeatability so folks who are here for the family, wholesome stuff know when and where to get access to that. And hopefully it'll be good. But it's just leaning into it, right? It's leaning into all the things that I like to do. And yeah. Okay, let's get back to some music. Let's get back to that flow state. Let's see. I think I'm going to save this and I'm going to go to something new now. I think that's what I was going to do anyway. All right, so I'll be monitoring chat. So yeah, let's keep making some stuff here and see if it's continuing to sound halfway decent. that's the weird thing with using knock, is that the drum beat usually is not in time to what I would expect it to be, which means I'm not going to use that as much anymore. To start songs, at least. So let's start a new track. Yo, what's going on, bro? I'm gonna. Oh wait, hang on. Let me see something. I'm gonna leave MacBook microphone over here, I guess. All right. Background noise, you'll hear a little bit, but that's all good. Yeah, dude, I'm just. Oh, Benjamin, let me know. Let me know something here. Like, I wanna see if there's a way to. Let me know if my voice is coming in okay as well. I don't know if there's a way to. I know you can favorite sounds in Omnisphere, right? But in order to do that, you need to be in this folder section, and I don't spend as much time in here. I know you can like click over here or something, but I'm wondering if there's a way to both favorite and get to favorites from this first section that you're in. So for example, and I'll wait for you just to make sure I don't know if my voice is coming in or not before I even say what I have to say, but I think you can hear me, hopefully. But yeah, I want to see if there's like I don't know, some hot command to just, okay, you said yeah, so a hot command to just like click somewhere to say, I want to save the sound without having to go in here. And is there a way to do, you said click at the top, do you mean here? Here it says Spectrasonic. Here? Spotlight EDM share. At the top where it says Spectrasonic. That's one. Oh, it says all oh, right here? No. But left side. Okay. Left side Spectrasonic right here, I think you mean. So if I would hear this sound, click on, that says all Spectrasonic. But click there. Those are your user samples. Okay. Uh-oh, what's this about? Alright, so what are we doing here? Those are your user samples. So that doesn't, I don't think that answered my question. I'm talking about favorite. I thought I saw you were signed up this morning, or I was looking at next week. Utility right next to that. Okay, hang on. Directory, utility. Oh, this? See utility with the wheel? Yeah. Okay. And oh, okay, so you can go here and be like, but how do you, where's favorite on here? Save as default MIDI, restore default, install this, user this. Save patch as. Should be easy, right? Favorite. Boom. Where would favorite be? Yeah, I just want to like be like, oh, I come in here. Let me tell you my workflow. So I launch Omnisphere. I go to all, and I don't know if I want a bass or I don't know what category I want. And I'm like, let me just go to all and then hit shuffle, which I love this. And then let me sift through some sounds. And I'm like, okay, I like this sound. I want to favorite this sound. How do I favorite this sound easily? Right now, I guess my understanding is that I need to go here, but then where is this sound here, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm here, OB6, default MIDI. Oh, maybe I have to click here first of all. Okay, so there, and then you can favorite that way. Okay, so that sound is favorited like a 5-star favorite. Now, how do I, yeah, that's the only way okay. Now how do I get back to favorites? I have to go directory, like how do I get back to, like, if I favorited that sound, right, and I go back into Omnisphere, that's not, oh, what is this? But then how do you get back to favorites is the question. Also, did I sign up for the wrong class here? Let's see. Oh, you're right, I'm better on this one. All right, anyway, let's get back to creating and less non-creating. Okay, don't save. Maybe we'll mess around a little bit with pigments now. See how some of these sound. Different workflow, click these 3 dots, different everything. You gotta get comfortable, reacclimated with this. I think there's the shuffle, which is this. Oh, I figured it out, I think. Oh, okay. He figured it out. So we go back to Omnisphere, because I didn't really like the few seconds I was in Pigments. And again, we go through some sounds, shuffle. It's the sort button at the bottom. Sorts, okay. Ratings, all right. So, sort by rating. So these are, wait, you gotta be at the top. Okay, these are your favorite sounds. Hey, my wife is here. What's up, Jess? So that's cool to know that that's where they're at. But as far as you know, there's no starring, no getting. Let me see. What are we featured, marked, 18. So I guess featured was the way, and then shuffle. But if I wanted to go to ratings now and go to the top, these are things, okay, sounds that I face. So that's helpful. When you star them, that's rating them. Yeah, when you star them, that's rating them. So again, workflow would be, you know, going into featured, for example, shuffling, finding something that sounds cool, aka not this. Yeah, got you. Rating and favorite. I got you. So if I'm like, okay, I like this sound, and then I don't know, like for me, I'm thinking like everything is just gonna be, for now, like you got 5. The way my mind works, it's like, okay, do I really want to have 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, and 1-star ratings? No, because I guess I'll talk it through. But to have, like, why would I ever go to 1, 2, 3, or 4-star ratings when I have things that are rated 5-star? Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's either like a sound that I've identified that I like the sound a lot, enough to want to revisit it, which is a 5-star, or not that, which is a no-star, I guess. Hope that makes sense. You can rate them in the main window. So how do I rate them? Make your own idea, make your own. Yeah, so how do I rate them in this main video is a question, in the main window is a question. Because I think when you say main, you mean this, but I'm wondering, this to me is the main. Like I would like to be able to rate a sound right in here. Oh, interesting. That's true. I like how you're thinking. Different stars could be different things. Okay. Let me check out all these other sounds that I have here. Like what's here? Sort ratings. Oh, so you're saying I can rate from here? Oh. Hey. Wait, how do I clear this now? How do I clear a 1-star rating? Alright, so that's actually really dope. 1-star. Okay, so you could do that. That's a great point. And I don't have too many things rated here. But for example, if I go here, banana. Wait, how do I get to this sound like this? But I don't like that, so I can go in here. I wonder, how do you clear? You gotta be able to clear the star, no? That doesn't make any sense. Edit tags? No. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Alright, well, this is definitely helpful so far. So let's create. I'm gonna do the second half of the coffee in a little bit. So I'd say it would take a few hours, or when you get a chance to figure out a rating system that works. Yeah, that makes total sense for sure. I still do need to figure out how to clear a star. That should be something, I don't know, that's doable, right? My favorite thing is sound match. Oh, sound match. That's the thing I haven't checked out too much. You find something that you kind of like, and then it's like you can use it. You can find sounds similar to it. So find a rating system that works for you. I like the idea of that. Mark. What does Mark do? Shift click on Patrick. Oh, look at this. So this is interesting. Marked. So shift click on patches, sound sources, or multis to mark them. So shift click. After marking them, you can sort to put the marked items at top. Look at that. So that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? That sounds like, so shift click. That's marked. Sort. marked. Look, dude, I think we figured it out. So forget ratings, we have marks for now. Click on a sound, then click sound match and find similar sounds. Yeah. Dude, I think we found something here. Kind of interesting. Look at that. So for example, we can remove this mark by clicking, shift clicking again. And then we can, if I wanted to, use that instead. I can go to ratings, and then I can go to the top, and then I could shift click. I guess you have to do it manually for now, maybe? Yeah, probably, which is fine. There's only a few. And I might just be like this. I don't think those are good sounds, but we'll see. Go to marked, and it brings you all your favorite sounds right away. But why are they all... Oh, they're marked, highlighted like this. Okay, that's kind of weird, right? You can't really see which one you're on, right? That's kind of weird, huh? Look, like you can't see them. That's weird. The color needs to be changed because you can't see what you're on. Well, I guess you have to look in the main screen, I guess. That's like a bug, no? You wouldn't want that. It's weird. It's weird. For sure. It's like nothing is exactly the way that I need it to be, but it's close. Go figure. I don't know, I would use mark. Yeah, I would use it too. I think it makes the most sense, right? Oh, I think you meant I wouldn't use mark. You said you would use rating. Huh? I'm just agreeing with whatever you're saying. Oh no, yeah, you're actually right. I agree with you. Mark brings sounds again because it's kind of like it's a little weird. Let's just see. Let's explore both. I mean, now that we don't know it. Yeah, I got you. Rating seems a little bit more definitive. Yeah, it's fine. We have everything here, but again, how do you? Well, what about how do you clear a rating? What about here? How do I clear a rating in this here? That should be something. To clear a rating, I have to click left side of the star rating display on the patch you want to unrate according. This actual remove the existing rate. Click on the left of the star rating display. Okay. Click on the left. Oh. Weird. I wouldn't have thought that, but fair enough. Okay, so let's see. This shouldn't be rated. I don't know if that's amazing. That's great. You know what I'm going to do right now too? Just because I have a microphone, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change. Benjamin, let me know how different the quality is between how I've been talking and this right here. Maybe the volume went down a little bit perhaps. Increase the gain maybe a little bit. And something like this here. Maybe it got lower. Yeah, let me know if it's any different, better, worse, lower, louder, whatever. I just changed to this mic, to my Tula through Ecamm Live, through live stream settings. So, okay, cool. So that's good. That's good stuff. Once you find sounds you love, it's quicker to use sound match than possible ones you might. Yeah, okay, so let's check that out. Yeah, you were talking about that. The mic is okay, so maybe picking up more of the ambient stuff. Okay. Cool, interesting. So the MacBook microphone is better for what we're doing. Maybe it's like closer and it's designed to pick up exactly what we want. I don't know. All right, so here we go. Maybe I'll just take this out for now. Anyway, the tool just to clear a little space here. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check out the sound match thing right now. Now that we have a system, seemingly working system here for background noise, your voices. Gotcha. Cool. And maybe I'll go to the live stream afterwards and check it out myself. Get a feel for it. All right, so again, sounds. So that's a nice sound. That's a nice sound. That's nice. That's a nice sound. And then I guess to your point too, the ratings could be like something like, I don't know, 5 star or 1 star, where I don't know, 5 stars are things that I can play, polyphonic, piano, synth, all that stuff. And then like 1 star could just be sounds like this. Maybe. That's something that seems like it could work for me, potentially. 1 star, right? So like sound effects, That stays as a 5. That stays as a 5. Yeah, that's good to hear, man. That's cool to know that works. It's working clear enough. That's good. All right, so now you're basically saying some interesting stuff. If I have this, once you have your rating system, it gets easier. Yeah, for sure. And it saves, automatically, I would imagine. So here, sound match. So this is where we're at. So it's going to give me all these types of... Makes sense. And then if I wanted to, I guess that's the other question, matching the closest to the not so close sounds. Yeah, gotcha. So in order, huh? Yes, that's pretty powerful. You're absolutely right. But if I wanted to, let me see something, match current selection. So then I guess you could find something else and then match to that too. So if I'm like, oh, what are all these 1 star things here? That's weird. I don't understand how so many things are rated. Any idea on this? I didn't star these things. Weird. Then when you go to the attribute page, you can see, oh, so if I found something, and I liked it, for example, then you go to attributes, there it is. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, all right, so let's create, let me get some water. Okay, so again, all shuffle. So we can pretty much forget featured, right? Unless it's, featured just gives you more things, more presets, but I can also leave it on ratings. And there's really no reason not to be in this setting, I think, right? others. Do you mean other ones within what? Within Omnisphere, or what? That I have heard too. I think you mentioned that. We're gonna have to go to a new project and let's start experimenting. Okay, so when you launch this, you'd have to go into ratings each time, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. All right, you know, this, yeah, it's just a workflow thing, right? Just figure it out. So you can buy more presets, is that what you're saying? Okay. I didn't really realize. I knew that there were other things, like you were telling me, like Trillion and stuff like that. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess I did know that people could design their own presets and stuff, right? Or their own, yeah, patches. All right, I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna do some other non-creative stuff, some other work that's on my list of things to do today. But yeah, I appreciate you joining. Good to know about the MacBook microphone, that's preferred, you know, that sounds good enough, feel good. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Have a great rest of your day.